Hello, this is Lisa Russick and Misty Lore with the podcast We're All Psychic. And today we have a really rad guest, and this is a video podcast, if you can see, and have it on TV. Or on your phone.
She rhymed. Yes, she did.
Rhyme. And so his name is Ian. Ian, would you like to say hello?
Hello.
There he is.
I see
There
him.
he is. I see him too. So, we have a question for you, Ian. Misty, would you like to ask him?
I would.
Okay.
Ian, do you think we're all psychic?
Yes. Whether we
how'd
like
you
it or
get there?
not.
Yeah.
Tell us
Good.
why.
Maybe that's why people don't think so. They don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I'm biased because I always had an affinity for like psychic characters in television shows when I was a kid.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
My favorite shows from my earliest memories were always like somebody's got magical powers, somebody's changing time and space.
Yeah.
And so I have to acknowledge my biases coming into the conversation. But from all the learning I've done, just starting to pick up like psychic development books and things when I was younger, and then getting a lot deeper into yoga.
Yes.
Like I live in an ashram now. I meditate a lot every day.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it's become more apparent, like through expanding my own awareness, not just my own ability to, step outside my own thoughts and kind of see how my brain's working from the outside, but also noticing how other people do the same thing. Consciously or unconsciously. It's like we're all influencing ourselves and each other in forms of communication that just can't be classified as thought or something physical.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's an energy. I always consider like energy as a good word for that. Most people can be like, okay, I can work with that. A lot of people don't like the word psychic or, and certain terms are hard. Like some people just don't like them.
Well,
I don't know.
They get a bad rap. They get a bad rap.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fair. We all are psychic, so we're all getting crapped upon.
Yeah.
So, listeners and watchers, Ian is an actor, among other things, and we were going to discuss. Oh my goodness, sirens! I live by a hospital, so if that comes through in the audio, that's what
I live in New York, so there's literally a
yeah, I live in a little small place, but it's right by a hospital, so I hear that a lot. So, he's an actor, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, but I asked him if he'd like to talk about being empathic and being an actor, because I've always found that the best actors are usually really empathic and they know it and they work with it usually. And what do you think about that?
So my first acting teacher when I was 16 years old was a true blue Lilydale medium.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that at the time. He was actually hired. It was a state funded program with a very strict curriculum for actors. And he taught improvisation and I guess what he would call transformation. But upon studying yoga and different branches of mediumship and psychic development, I realized he was just teaching us mediumship.
Yeah.
It was mediumship. It was mediumship geared towards imaginary characters is the thing. And that might, immediately conjure up some like charlatan ideas like we were talking about, how mediumship can be applied to imaginary ideas, but it totally can. You can do a reading for a character just as easily as you can do a reading for someone who's passed away.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So it wasn't until I picked up my first pack of tarot cards many, many years later that I was like, I bet I could use this for my work.
Yeah.
And I started to do it. And suddenly characters that I was like, for instance, I was portraying at the time it was a lead role in a feature film that took a long time to shoot. It took us like 5 years to shoot it. And there were aspects of this character that I just didn't understand. For instance, like who they chose as their partner. I was like, this match doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I did a reading for it. And suddenly it was like, oh, all this stuff is clicking. Now I understand not just why this character made that decision, but how the qualities, like the things going on inside of them that aren't as apparent on the page, are connected to what they do in every single scene. So it informed all of my decisions.
That is a really good
That
idea,
is so cool.
Covers like everything that happens in life, pretty much, or some substance of life or something. That's a really good idea.
It's a very good approach to that. I like it.
Tremendously useful, and it can be used for, I guess, less profound things. For instance, like if I just want, like if I'm working on an audition and I don't have a lot of time, maybe I'm not working with a coach that particular day, I'll pull out a card to give myself some random adjustment, kind of like a writing prompt.
Yeah.
So it's idea. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I got the tower. How am I going to bring that kind of energy or that circumstance into the scene?
Yeah.
That throws me off.
Yeah.
And it makes you better at your job, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So have you found yourself, like, would you consider yourself an empathic person, empath? Because I think you are. You seem like you can feel a lot of stuff to me.
Yeah. I mean, I got Pisces sun, Pisces moon.
You don't got to see.
Empathic to a fault. Like, I need to build boundaries. That's my thing.
Yes, that's we should talk about that too, because that's a really good topic.
Yeah.
Do you find like when you work with other actors who are kind of more aware of their empathic sides that you really click well when you're working on feeding off each other's energies and stuff?
I certainly, yes. I've grown to have a much greater respect. I would say when I was younger, I would have been characterized a lot of the time as a bit of a cerebral actor, where it's like I've got a lot going on inside, but not as much like on the outside, and it needs to be on the outside for an audience.
Right.
And so I've grown to have more respect for like dancers and models and people who work with their literal form.
That's all they are showing, not talking or anything. So the models,
and they might not have a lot going on emotionally inside, but they're so adept at any little impulse manifesting that into their form.
Yeah. That's really cool. So it's the little nuances of the way they maybe move or gesture or look away.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, they know how to tell a whole story
just in one look
of their head.
Yeah, you just did. I heard it. I heard the story. That's good.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful the way they can say that. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, I just want to give you a heads up, Ian, and listeners and watchers and Misty. There's a storm coming, and we just had a little thing pop up saying the internet is unstable. So if it disappears, I'll send you another link. But
well, it's all clear now. I just walked through the rain.
Oh, okay, you're good. So, what would you say? I was going to ask, like, what got you into? Well, you've always had an interest, you said, in the paranormal or psychic type characters and stuff like that. What got you interested in acting to begin with? Was it also something because there's a mystery to acting? I mean, there's just a lot of mysterious things, and movies are about uncovering interesting things usually.
Yeah.
So
I always preferred being in an imaginary world to be in this world.
I hear you there.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot I could unpack with a therapist about why that is, in terms of like, family dynamics and things like that, being a queer person. And so I think there's a whole host of reasons why I would want that. I was truly never in it for fame or attention or money. That's I would probably be a little bit more successful if I had those motivations. But it's never been the thing that lit the fire under my butt to work.
Yeah.
When I was really little, I had a very rich imagination. I would much rather be in my room with my action figures telling stories than like be interfacing with
other children.
Yeah,
I was the same way.
Yeah, I was
my little glass animals and my toys.
I had my Barbies.
Yeah.
Ken and Barbie, they loved each other a lot.
Yeah, and like I would elaborate,
Yeah, a lot of drama too.
Yeah, and they go for years. I'm like, will they, won't they, with my glass Doberman Pinscher and my little glass, dachshund, like they get married and have little babies or big babies, and then I get the last puppies and this one's puppy, and they'll have a drama because this other dog, he cheated on her with this other dog, and
there's got to be drama in it.
So much infidelity.
They get in the time machine sometimes and go back and see the dinosaurs and stuff.
Well, yeah, because you got to bring the dinosaurs into it.
Oh, definitely.
I always prefer to bring the dinosaurs into the present day.
Yeah, they didn't have time machines like we do.
I remember being a kid and having so much trouble explaining to my parents why I didn't want to clean my room. Because it's like, no, they're all where they need to be.
They're in their homes, in their beds, in their buildings.
So let me ask you this. Did you ever have to clean your room? Did it work?
Yes, I did have to clean my room, but I would do it very badly.
Yeah.
I would be incompetent in order to get my parents to give up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I could see that quality in you. Yeah. The explanation of every piece and why it was supposed to be there. And Mom, you're going to ruin his life if we move him.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can see it. Yes.
That's great.
From one empath to another.
And the truth, yeah.
I was just, oh, you go ahead. The truth.
Well, I wanted to just, I guess, clarify that the reason I got into acting was largely, I had so much fun as I got a little older and a little more sophisticated, shooting films and putting on plays and writing skits and things like that, just with my friends.
Yeah.
That I wanted to be able to keep doing that. And I believed that if I pursued acting professionally, it would open up more opportunities to get that experience of like having fun with my friends.
Yeah, it is. It's like you're always playing.
Yeah. Like you never have to grow up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like Ian, I was also, she's a very imaginative kid too. I was like that, but I went to writing instead of acting. I was too shy to do any kind of acting, but I did writing, like you said, like you guys writing scripts and stuff. It does keep me in, like when I was younger, I used to read fiction all the time. I mainly just read stuff on the internet now, but I used to read novel after novel, and then I wrote novels when I was older. But it was something about that, staying in that imaginary world of like when I was little, and anything could happen, anything could happen, and I could make it. I'm a god, So being in that world and torturing my characters and then making them overcome was just really fun to me,
Yeah. And you did put it out in writing too.
Yeah, it was really fun
to create like stories out of it, which is really cool too.
Yeah,
you have to use your imagination,
and it's
writing is
psychic
king.
work. Yeah.
Writing is king. I think the hardest thing in the modern world, especially with the internet, is creating an environment where you can let all the distractions go and just like write.
Yes. You are so right.
Yeah,
you are so right.
A premium on writers.
What's that?
That's why there's a premium on writers, because it takes a really special person to say no to YouTube and Instagram and be like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go sit inside this like dark room with a cup of coffee.
With whiskey.
And just,
no coffee, whiskey.
And just like pound out some pages.
Yeah.
It does. It takes a special person
but
to do that.
It sounds a lot more romantic than looking at Instagram. Like romantic, like the artist, the artist. It's like a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize that I think, I always loved spending hours and hours and hours on YouTube and Wikipedia and stuff, learning, like watching documentaries. And I'm starting to realize as an adult, I think a lot of the information doesn't stick as well. It's I'm learning or trying to connect with people, but I don't retain as much as when I'm interfacing with another human in like real time.
Yeah, because you're getting the energy from them. And what they're saying is, you can with acting, like and people doing it through a computer. I feel you can get information from them if they're especially if they're good at projecting it onto a camera or film, or if they know how to do that.
Yeah.
But in a classroom, you have your other classmates learning, so you're absorbing that from them learning at the same time, and your professor already knows it and teaching it. Like you're saying, that's a really good example.
Yeah, you're picking up on the energy. I like that.
Yeah,
it's a lot different.
It makes a big difference.
It does.
Than just reading it and absorbing it and trying to work with it by yourself. So
and that power of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Something like it. Yeah.
We put a lot of peer pressure on him right before the show about something.
Lots
His secret.
Yeah. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. So, Ian, like, where did you, with this interest of yours in the metaphysics, what did you do with it so far in your life?
Well, I've used it in a limited way, really, because I have always been, I believe a magician shouldn't reveal his secrets to an extent.
Yeah.
Although I enjoy talking about it. So these things kind of like work in opposition with each other. But I read about metaphysics more than anything else.
Me too right now. Yeah. And you're for years now.
Yeah, for a long time. It doesn't get old.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it really feels sometimes, when I first got into it, I remember getting into, I read a lot of Aleister Crowley, and I remember thinking, is this just a wild goose chase?
Yeah.
Book after book, and
feels
at the
like
end, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But over the years, it's like, I think a lot of these things are really, really useful. Learning about the chakra system, again, like my first impulse was like, this is just busy work.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be useful. And over time, it's like, no, this is kind of really anchoring for my meditation practice.
Absolutely.
And so, again, like I do think it needs to be taken out of the theory and into the practical.
Yes.
There's really no point. Like, I'm not really interested in a deep philosophical conversation about metaphysics. I want to know like what you're working on. Like,
right.
I want to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we can just get lost in the piles of words and all the different systems.
Yes. The words and systems. There's still not enough words, I don't think. We've talked about that a lot too. Mm-hmm. But so in what ways do you put it? Like, what are you doing with your energy work right now? Metaphysics. What are you up to right now? Let's start a conversation.
Okay, let's start a conversation. So I obviously I put it into practice anytime I have an audition or anytime I'm in something. But also on the daily, like I do live in an ashram and it's quite serious.
Yeah.
The amount of practical work that I'm doing on a daily basis. It's pretty strict. It's an environment that has been lived in for half a century by Hindu monks.
Wow.
Who have taken all the sannyasin vows, and they're very serious.
Yeah.
And living there, I have to adhere to the ethics while I live there. Mm-hmm. And so it affects what I eat. It affects what I watch. It affects, what I ingest.
I love that.
And how has it affected you? I mean, is it in a positive way so far, I guess, because you're still doing it. So
it's very positive. I've been living there for about 6 months now.
Wow.
And it certainly has made a lot of, I guess, the novelties about meditation, like the little boosts in awareness, a bit more mundane.
Yeah.
Like now I'm just kind of used to being able to move my focus.
Yeah.
Like I would say my focus has like far more clean cuts.
Cool. Okay.
I can see that. Yeah.
So if I want to put my attention somewhere, it's just gonna go there, and it's not gonna.
Yeah.
And that's so hard to do in the outside world. Like
there's so much.
Yeah. I could see myself in your shoes right now, and how much more peaceful I would be, and more pure that I would probably feel if I was in that environment compared to the environment that I'm in right now.
I mean, I think the golden medium is being able to find a way to do that in your own home.
Yes, that is the perfect.
And not be reliant on
these
groups. The groups are wonderful, but
of course they are.
Group dynamics and things. It's tight. There's hierarchy. There's all kinds of things you have to deal with.
But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, that makes me want to go do it right now.
Yeah.
Just for that feeling. Yeah. I know that feeling of just complete peace.
Yes.
And no chaotic craziness around, but just to be able to find yourself for just a whole day would be absolutely amazing, more or less. a
Even
week.
really, yeah.
I used to, before I moved in, I would, if I had a day off, some days I would just set the intention, like, I'm going to have a sitting day. And I'm going to, even if my apartment or house or whatever is a mess, I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to do anything productive. I'm not working today.
Yeah.
I wish that Western culture had Sabbath.
Yeah.
I wish that we practiced Sabbath very badly.
Yeah.
I think we're losing out big time.
We are totally.
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of European countries, I've read they have like 3-day or 4-day work weeks, and their work day is only like 5 hours or something.
Yeah,
it's like that's
so much
really.
happier.
It's not
They're
like
happier people. It's
in our
proven.
like,
yeah,
we're like in America. It's like work. If you're not working, you're not worth crap.
Yeah. But it feels very dysfunctional. Like it doesn't feel like a lot is getting done.
No, it's not.
In fact, there's this overwhelming sense that things aren't working.
Yeah, you're right.
That things aren't functioning.
Yeah,
the opposite. Yeah, totally.
It doesn't work when we're taught that it's the most important part of our lives to bring in money, to have this and have.
Yeah,
objects or security is important, but in our in Alabama, I guess we don't get as much pressure to have stuff because most of the people here don't have much money. So not every there's some people who can afford a lot of stuff, but in the poorer states, there's not a lot of pressure on us to have the biggest TVs and all this stuff. But I think in a lot of places, like people, especially I'm watching my sons go into the world from they turned 18 and now they're 23 and 19, I think. Mm-hmm. And like they didn't know what to do when they got out of high school. They didn't, they seems like there's so much expectation on children or young men, or young women, young adults.
Young men
have everything already. Like have it.
To be a poor young man, it's like, God, you're just the scum of the earth.
I know.
It is. There's a lot of pressure on men. There is.
Yeah. That you should have the TV, you should have the 2 cars, and you should have this, and you should buy 19 or 20.
And if you don't, you should be working towards that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a lot of should be.
Right. Yeah. Right. And if you're not, then you're nothing. And that's just simply not true.
No, I mean, for me, it's more important to have like my kids to be happy, my family to be happy, my cats to be happy, and everybody comfortable and at peace, like in an ashram.
Right.
It's the goal. Like, but it's
right.
It's I'm watching them under that pressure and them hating on my older son's has a kind of hard time with it because he doesn't really fit in with the kids his age either. He's neither of them really do. My younger one can fit in more, but the older one is just very different. He's kind of like an old man in a young man's body. He's like but he doesn't.
He's an old man with a young man's bank account.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Putting it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of
this great quote from Tennessee Williams, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, where this girl, the leading lady, says to her husband, "It's okay to be young without money, but you can't be old without money."
Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, you'd be looked down upon. You're not successful.
But why don't people in our culture I wonder why they don't honor people who are just doing good deeds, and maybe they aren't, working, but they're just
at peace
and happy. They get they're whatever. A lot of people might put them down just for being happy and but because they're not doing.
Because they're jealous. They're also jealous that they can't.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Jealousy is definitely a big component.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, when our ancestors created this beautiful country and decided that we wouldn't have an aristocracy or titles of nobility or formal classes, our propensity to create that didn't disappear. Instead, we have this weird, invisible class system that's dictated by what you own.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so sad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially coming up as a student, where you're not really taught that. It's largely ignored.
Yes, it is.
It
They're not
is.
even taught how to balance a checkbook or, look at your bank
No.
account and figure stuff out, I guess now.
Or
But-
like how easy it is to retire if you start saving when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That needs to be
Yeah.
impressed. Yeah.
Mhm.
Retire. Like retire.
Put a
from
dollar
what?
in your
Work.
bank account every day.
Yeah.
right.
You'll be a millionaire by the time you retire. Didn't get that memo.
Yeah.
I didn't either. So Ian, where can listeners find you or watchers? Where can they find out about you or see anything you've been in or
So I got an Instagram, iancwit@gmail.com. That's about all I do currently.
okay.
But also like being in the ashram, it's like I'm pretty
No one can
internal
find you
focused
anyway.
at the moment.
There you go.
So I post if I'm like in a play or in a film that's coming out. I always make a post about it to let people be aware of what I'm doing.
Cool.
Largely recently, I've been doing more improvisational comedy.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And that I'm just like, this
I'll
is
give you
the
some-
fun thing. Like, screw acting, screw film and
Yeah.
television. Like, this is the fun
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, I can see that being
Yeah.
so much fun.
This wraps into our toys and everything. Improv with this little dragon, 3D printed dragon.
Nice.
I know you can do something. Don't you got something for me, Ian?
You want
I'll
me
give
to?
you another character. A 3D printed lucky cat with the dragon.
Ooh, two of them.
I'll
Where did you get those?
I
Did
printed
you make
them with a 3D printer.
Was that your like Christmas gift to yourself last year?
No,
That
I got
sounds
it. I got
awesome.
it last year. It was like on sale for like $100, and I just couldn't pass it up. It was like a beginner's one, and I just couldn't. I finally
Wow.
busted it out just not too long, like a few days ago, and I've been printing. And I have
Now, do you like download programs for that, or
well, like the one I got came with the file, some already pre-made. Like these were already pre-made, and then I bought like packages that you can convert in the program and resize and stuff. I haven't gotten that down yet because it isn't like a really fancy 3D printer, so it like kind of messes up when you resize and stuff. Because there's a lot to working it, making it like the first few times it printed perfectly, but then it gets out of alignment, and I just don't know how to do all that stuff yet. But getting it back to where it's supposed to be, and I'm learning that now.
Yeah, I wonder if you could 3D print like a pentagram.
You can, yeah.
That would be sick.
No, I will do that for you.
Obsidian black
Yeah,
plastic.
she can do it for you.
It'll be black. It would be made of PLA, but it's which is
Yeah,
basically
but you could probably paint it, right?
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
paint markers and paint pens or just marker. I mean, just paint. Yeah, you can. I was gonna get some markers to do mine. Yeah, my stuff. So, but yeah, it's fun to do.
It is.
So I guess, man, I've really enjoyed this. It's been really great talking with you. You're very articulate and you know how to express what you're trying to say very well. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And I'd like to also thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app. You can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And I guess, do you have any last advice for the listeners?
Any last advice for the listener
about anything? I say they want to be an actor and they're an empath, and they don't know that they go together. Maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah. If you want to be an actor, literally, like, I think acting classes are great. I think education's fine. There's a lot you can do without having to spend a dime.
Yeah,
there's a lot you can do. Not the least of which is just starting a company wherever you are and just putting on plays or whatever, or getting on your phone and making content. Get a TikTok.
Yeah.
Start having fun.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the racket.
Yeah.
Content is king. And one of the beautiful things about the age we live in is that you don't have to go to Hollywood. You don't have to worry about the big producers controlling everything. You've got all the power you need right in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go to town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great advice. Always have fun doing that stuff. Yeah, love it. Thank you so much, Ian, for being on the podcast.
Thank you. That was fun.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners and watchers. We love you. And I guess we love you more. She loves me more than I do, I think. I don't know. I think I love you more than she does. I don't know. We'll love you the same.
Yeah.
And thank you again, and peace out.
Bye. Bye.